All right, camera's looking good. Shit, I'm looking good. Goddamn, the whole world is looking good from my eyes. But what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Inside 11. And right now, man, we discussing how to go or why we should go beyond the wisdom and the knowledge that religion has presented in front of us. That's just really a translation about some shit in the sky, some shit that's all around us. They just give it a word and put it in a nice, little book. You call it the Bible, the Quran, whatever you want to. But however, it's still limited to a book, meaning that every day we flip a new page. We wake up, we flip a new page to the next day. Because why we're in the new day. Now it's up to us if we want the last day to look like today by us engaging with certain thoughts and feelings that lead to the creation of habits or pre-existing habits that actually go in and create our day, right? Now, going beyond the wisdom of which religion has presented you is not accepting necessarily the limitations or the box frame that it's trying that who someone is trying to get you to look at life through. Because we can all look through life, but someone's gonna tell us, hey bro, you have to look at God like this. And ain't no other way to look at God. And if you look at God that way, brother, you's a sinner and you're gonna go to hell. Now you need to understand that whenever you're engaging with the religious community, they genuinely believe that whatever they're doing it for God. Because you gotta understand that a religious person genuinely believes what they're saying. They genuinely believe you're gonna go to hell if you're not underneath the legion of the religion. Because at the end of the day, you have to understand that a religious person does not have an independent mind that thinks and feels based on the actual God's design, because we're all constantly evolving. This is why at the beginning I was saying every day is a new page for us to think and feel anew. Every second, every minute, we can decide to create something new, to engage with something new. Because when we engage, what are we doing with creating something new? We are engaging with the elementary particles that are all around us. That includes oxygen, which we breathe in. That includes the ground around us. I may take the earth and I might sculpt it into a shape and form that is presentable. They might be like, oh look, this guy is smart. He understands mathematics. He understands pottery and shit like that. Which you need that to even have a civilization, to even go to a fucking lake, to even go pick up that fucking water, to even bring it back to your goddamn village. Shout out to Africa. All my African niggas know what I'm talking about. But what are we engaging with here? We're engaging with the particles that God left around us. And the particles, it looked like trees, it looked like the air around us, it looked like the clouds, it looked like the sun, it looked like the moon. Now these are all energies that we are all fucking engaging with, because we are in the process of creating something. See, there's this constant exchange between the outside world and the internal world, meaning both of those have a relationship. Now I'm saying, so it's up to us to decide what relationship do we want to have with the unknown, right? Because the unknown is just the vastness of space all around you, meaning all the possibilities that are yet to exist before you, meaning that there's a lot of things that are possible that a religious person will make you think and feel that it's impossible, because their prophet, because their deity, because their religious figure has not attained that possibility. So to them, by definition, if the man we look up to have not reached that possibility you're speaking of, then there cannot be anything else new that exists. Only this possibility can exist. That's basically what they're saying, because that's the only thing they've ever seen, heard, or thought about, right? But they have to understand as well that they would have never heard about no Quran. They would have never heard about no Bible. They would have never heard about no Jesus, no Lord in the sky, if a man didn't come and teach you that. See, religion, these are things that you have to be taught. These are things that you have to be introduced to. These are information that you constantly have to be regurgitated to and fed. Someone has to feed you that information for you to even become a robot and join that legion that relies on a system, what they consider reality to them. And this would be in the Kabbalah, this would be Saturn, this would be reality, which you consider realistic to you. But if you bring a Muslim and a Christian next to each other, they're both going to tell you, nah brother, you can't go to heaven if you worship Muhammad, because Muhammad is a pedophile, brother. Praise Jesus. And then the Muslim's going to tell you, nah brother, you cannot go to heaven if you give your energy or your mental energy or your attention to the Catholic Church, because the Catholic Church themselves is full of pedophiles. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, whatever the fuck they want to say. So we have two people here looking at each other, playing a tug of war, as if both of them wasn't even indoctrinated. They're both indoctrinated because they both obviously follow a fucking doctrine. So for you to be indoctrinated, you have to follow a doctrine. And all a doctrine is really just a space of a bunch of logics and a bunch of practicalization that someone came up to based on what? Their yin realm. Now, is the Quran or the Bible bad books? Fuck no. In fact, I'm getting ready to go in that shit and decode that shit for people. But the point is that as long as you're indoctrinated, you're not going to be able to go into a new space, a realm of reality, and create something new. And for you to even go into that space, the first forms of energies that they're going to practice on you is going to be some type of fear. Think about it. Why the fuck did God need to use fear? Oh, be afraid, be scared. Oh no, don't go in the dark. Be afraid of the dark. Why the fuck would God even do that? First of all, your Christian and Muslim heaven don't even exist on fucking earth. So obviously that means that it exists in some other time and space. And when you go inside of spaces, there's many spaces coexisting with each other, and you got a space within you. When you close your eyes, that shit is fucking dark. You ain't seeing nothing. So whether you want to go to a Muslim or Christian heaven or hell, that's just probably in a different time and space, and there's gonna be some type of dark matter type of shit. I don't want to say dark matter, so just some type of darkness that you can't navigate through because you've never been there before, so your soul ain't developed a sufficient organ enough to travel through that reality, travel through those possibilities, some shit like that. And that's exactly what's happening. See, right now you may be in the face of the unknown. Someone might tell you, you need to be in this religion. Or someone might tell you, you need to sing music this way. Or someone might tell you, if you're going to write a story, you need to study Shakespeare. No, motherfucker. Just study yourself. Study what you want to do. What's the point? What's the point I'm trying to make? The point is that life is dark anyway. The unknown is all around us anyways. So why are we trying to live by what is known to someone else, while when we engage with darkness, when we engage with the unknown, we actually create a whole new series of possibilities that can actually lead you into being the next Muhammad, that can only lead you to being the next Jesus, whatever, or that can lead you to being the next executive and shit like that. Like, for example, whoever owns Cineplex or whatever movie theaters, right? They already own a bunch of those theaters, and they were born in a whole other period of time. So however they got from point A to point B might be different than, let's say you want to own a bunch of cinemas, right? How they got from point A to point B might be different. This is why we have Netflix, motherfucker. It's the same shit, just a place you go to watch movies and browse shit, TV shows, but how did they do it? They both did it in different ways. The outcome was, bitch, I made money, I did this, I did that, XYZ. But it's like, how did they get there? They had to go through some form of unknown circumstance, because both of them didn't know this show was gonna be successful. The nigga that started movie theaters, whichever brand here, you know, where I'm at, Cineplex and shit like that, you know, they didn't know they was actually gonna achieve that. They just knew that, hey, if I embrace these unknown improbabilities and make something possible within that unknown, right? I can create a franchise of movie theaters, and I can become wealthy and rich. The same thing with the Netflix person. He went through a series of unknown probabilities, unknown possibilities, and he put A and B together as far as connecting the dots and shit like that. And he started our web browsing service that is online. Same thing with any industry, same thing with anything that we see go up and down in reality. That crash, and then some new building is growing instead, and shit like that. You gotta understand that there is no blueprint for this shit. You gotta understand that in life, you're gonna have to face darkness, and you have to understand that darkness ain't evil or nothing. You can close your eyes right now, all you see is fucking darkness. When you go to sleep, all you see is fucking darkness. Niggas like to sleep in the fucking dark because it produces a goddamn chemical that helps you fucking sleep. So the dark can't be that bad, obviously, but you know what a religious person is gonna do? They're gonna demonize it. They're gonna say, brother, sister, you must be summoning demons, and you're gonna go to hell. And this is what we all doing. We all summoning motherfucking demons. But it ain't demons. See, this is the witchcraft that did on a lot of people, right? They got people like polarized lost in grammar, lost in linguistics, lost in logic, lost in words. You gotta actually understand what space the word is pointing to, because that's what we created. That's what we created. We created the word to point to a space, a water puddle, a bottle, a notebook, all these different things. We created words so we can point to a space, so we can all point that space together, so we can all create a language and agree. Yeah, he's a he, she's a she, and this is how and this is the linguistic we're attaching to that possibility and shit like that, right? So they got motherfuckers thinking that demons is bad. They got motherfuckers thinking that angels is bad or good or whatever. No, angels just mean your left brain. A demon just mean your right brain. Now to put it in its proper context, right brain chakras, the moon chakra, your heart, your root chakra, which is just your sexual organ, your Ouroboros chakra, which is the cycle that you're in. These are all yin realms energies. They're all things that play out behind closed doors and shit like that, right? How you react, aka your moon, how you react emotionally to things and shit. That should play out in your yin realm. People don't see that from you, but people see it from you in your body language, because aka your organ, your mind is connected to this third dimensional vessel. So whatever you think and feel about is going to be manifested through this vessel as well as a, just a reaction, as an impulse that's passing through you and shit like that, right? Angel just mean yin, yang, external. Yin, internal, yang, external. So yin, people started calling it demons, but see, the shadow government got you all lost in a witchcraft. They make you guys go far away from yourselves, from who you really are. This is why you might grow up depressed. You might even get the best job, the best status in the world. You might be the top neuro doctor. You might have the girl with the biggest ass, the biggest titties. Man, you might have the biggest house on the block. But I'm telling you, if you distance yourself to get those things, you're forever going to be depressed. You're forever going to be sad. Because there's something so valuable, so important, which is you, who you are. You took your chakras, you put them to sleep, or at least you tried to, but your own soul is communicating with you. Hey, I know it seems like on the outside world, we got to the things that the world told us we're supposed to have, but I'm so depressed. My soul is calling me. It's telling me, my heart, my organs are telling me something is wrong, something's not right. Because your organs, your souls are just as much of a living being as you are. So you're the overall spirit ruling over this overall space that you call your body and shit like that. But that's not your true original body. Your mental body you got a mental body, and the organs you have is just nothing but a condensed version based on the blueprint that we already set up as a group of spirits collectively creating this reality. You can see, for example, how animals have a similar anatomy to humans, not as far as the function, like a kangaroo jumps, but as far as the organs. Land creatures, they got lungs, they got kidneys, because they process the same shit we process. But we just created greater organs, a greater form of consciousness, so we can play out our spirit through. Like a kangaroo can't fucking make a building because it just know how to kangaroo. A human can learn a bunch of shit and do a bunch of shit because its potential is not limited based upon its animalistic natures, this is the thing that we're trying to get out of. We're trying to stop being animals. We're trying to get out of our animalistic natures so we can actually go into a greater light, a greater consciousness, a greater awareness, and play that out in another realm of reality and create another body like this. But at this time, it'll be a higher body. Now I'm saying you won't be in this reality if you just don't choose this realm's mentality. And this is why I talk about religion mainly, because religion is one of the variables that keep niggas and bitches in this goddamn realm called reality, called this life. Now, if you understood what the fuck we're actually inside of, bruh, you'd want to get out of it quick, because everybody here on earth in some way, shape, or form is especially if it's like if they do some extremely negative shit, they're being like an extreme negative person, and they're like, look, someone, for example, right? Let's say in the hood, right? You might get a bunch of girls pregnant, but you might be lost just in that desire of getting your sperm fluid out, because shit, the factory's calling, right? But you is stuck in your root chakra, unable to observe your situation from your other chakras, aka your sexual organ, right? You can't even use your crown, your Saturn, to see that if I get all these women pregnant, because you're not thinking, it's not realistic, because you'd be able to see with your third eye chakra, whatever chakra, or just your throat chakra, or whatever, that nigga, you is fucking broke and you can't take care of no children. So people that are stuck in the root chakra, it's not just motherfuckers in the hood, it's motherfuckers everywhere that have kids like, out of nowhere and shit because they're stuck in the root chakra. And ain't nothing wrong with that, and ain't nothing wrong with bringing children to this world. Ain't nothing wrong with children. Children ain't done nothing. They deserve nothing. So you can't say, if you had a child out of what, you can't say you hate your child, nothing. You made your space available to have that child, for that spirit to even descend, to even be born to that. Because how a spirit see things, it's not how we humans see things externally. It's the same shit, but it's different, because they be navigating through different variables and they be caught up in different cycles. And whatever child you had, that child agreed to your desires in some way, shape, or form. So they're probably going to be just like you in some way, shape, or form, but they're going to play that out through a different variable. So this is why I'm saying you can't even get this type of wisdom, you can't even get this type of knowledge if you even stuck inside of a religion. Because if you, in the first place, you wouldn't even consider for a second that someone else outside of your faith, belief, and imagination might have something to actually point to that's actually worthwhile listening to. This is why religious people will forever be ignorant, no matter the shroud that they choose to present you with, because it's a bunch of motherfuckers that limit themselves from experiencing and learning about life. So they think that they can go learn about life from a book, aka the Quran and the Bible, and they can go listen to another man who has a bigger dick than them, aka Muhammad and Jesus, because they don't think that they'll basically, niggas got a bad self-image. People got a bad way of seeing themselves, because again, they make you think that Jesus and Muhammad is some shit that's way distant from you. It ain't that far away. Like, I'm pretty sure if the Negro was here, he would tell you how to be just like him. It ain't that difficult. And for the most part, he was and they was telling you how to be like them. But it's just dumb. We just do dumb shit with our mind. We just start thinking like, oh, no, I can never be like this person. This person is divine. This person is holy, blah, blah, blah. Nah, you'll never be like that person if that's what you actually think. If you look at a motherfucker like Drake, any of those rappers, Cardi B, now you need to understand they're in the positions they're into because they're supporting the shadow government secretly behind closed doors. So what's Cardi B promoting? I got rings, I got whatever. I don't cook, I don't clean. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you need to understand they're supporting the shadow government agenda because there's a particular influence that they're pushing out. So you need to understand that if you're actually with God, you might not be out there. You'd still be out there, but you not be out there like how the dominant culture does. Because remember, they control the media. They control the entertainment. They run the governments around the world. And they're physically there to run it. No, they're running it subconsciously because whatever information that you're filtering to your conscious mind, they own that intellectual property, and whatever action, whatever reaction you get into carry out in their world, it's going to be some shit that they program you to do. And if you're becoming a big spirit and you're getting out of your animalistic natures and shit like that, then you need to understand that whatever God give you, as far as that yin realm, that unseen, that invisible word that comes to you that you use to translate the reality around you via receiving the information through your heart chakra, you need to understand that shit is not going to look like what they told you to look like. That's how they got people flunked out. They told you in the Bible, Moses went and God spoke to him through the burning bush. So now niggas is waiting for a burning bush to come and talk to them, while the burning bush is nothing but an imagination. It's nothing but a fire. It's nothing but a vision. It's nothing but an awareness. It's nothing but a space that you travel to and you bring it back to you. That's pretty much it. The burning bush is an imagination. Whenever they tell you about an angel, about some supernatural event, trust me, it ain't supernatural. You talking to yourself, bro. You need to understand that there is supernatural shit exists, just not in the way that the shadow government made it look like to you, because you already supernatural. You just gotta understand your own abilities and get back to yourself rather than distancing yourself from yourself to have that shadow government relationship, big booty chick, big titties. Ain't nothing wrong with that, girl. Be proud of it. But If you got it, you got it. Nothing wrong with it. But remember, there's a narrative that they're promoting. You should have this much money in this country, otherwise you broke, you ain't shit. Or you should have you should be, as a male, you should be jacked. You should be a muscle man, a muscle bound brother. Praise Jesus. Now these are narratives they're promoting. They want you to follow those narratives. But I want to ask you, what narrative was there in your DNA or in your subconscious mind already that you was already doing when you was a child, but the world told you, your mother and father, some dumbass out there told you, you're not supposed to do that. You can't do that. That ain't right. That's not gonna get you, man. Look, it's the last thing I'm gonna say. That I'm gonna go. Right or wrong is a dumbass fucking idea. Because let's say what's right for me is being creative, being artistic, and shit like that. And I decide, let's say I'm born in Kenya. I decide I want to go to America to pursue my, or California specifically, to pursue my singing dream or whatever. That's what's right for me. Another motherfucker might be logical as fuck. This motherfucker might go through some mathematics, some science, something. But either way, you're polarized, so you gotta bring these two and be balanced. But I'm explaining it for the sake of a point. And this other motherfucker say, I want to go to China because I want to help the Chinese build a sun because I'm logical. Now, this person did what's right for them. That person did what's right for them. Now, tell me, can both motherfuckers look at each other like they are wrong? Absolutely. Because what they doing doesn't make sense to each other because they're both not pursuing those actions since they're not in that space that the other person is resonating with. This is why in certain things, you resonate with certain people. You resonate to go to certain places. You resonate with to do certain things. Just make sure whatever those things are that you resonate with, it come from your original blueprint and it don't come from your first point of reference when you was born, aka seeing, feeling, experiencing a bunch of periodic tables, elements, thought forms, feelings that are negative and detrimental to your actual perception of the world. Aka, go in the face of the unknown. Don't be afraid of that shit, because when you go to the unknown, you make it known. And motherfuckers is like, whoa, that's like, I don't know. Motherfuckers just, it's like, I'm telling you. I hope you know what I was saying, real shit.